Hi guys, it's Lynda Louis-Jacques, also known as Loveland J. And in honor of Father's Day, I decided to grab these wonderful dads to discuss all things fatherhood. I'll start by allowing everyone to introduce themselves.
Hi guys, I'm Pedro. I'm a father of 3, 1 bonus and 2 biological.
And hey guys, my name is Webb Pascal, and I'm a father of 3 beautiful girls, and it's just fantastic just being a girl dad.
My name is Becker. I'm a father of 4 with 1 on the way, and I'm glad to be here.
So how old were you guys when you first found out that you were going to be a dad, and what was your initial reactions?
I was
27, I think.
Yeah,
27.
Yeah, I was 27 years old, and well, my reaction, I was nervous, cause just I felt like it was a lot to be a father. Although I really wanted to be a dad, but I was nervous. I was really nervous.
I believe I was 23, but I got married young. I got married at the age of 22, so at 23, I was expecting our first child, and I was excited. I mean, I had enough practice from being the oldest out of 5 kids, so I knew that fatherhood would be, fun, and of course, I mean, it would have its challenges, but I was looking forward to it. And I wasn't a newbie to the game, besides the fact that I was having my own.
Your own, yeah. Yeah.
Absolutely.
What about you, Becker? What was your age and initial reaction?
My age, I was, I think, 23? Or 22, going to 23, one of them. And my reaction, when she told me, I was like, okay. Because I already know. Sorry, I dropped it and I already know. Well, she didn't know. I told her to take a test, and, she was like, oh, we're pregnant. I said, oh, okay. And it was, surreal, because she already had kids prior to, our son, and I was already being the one of the oldest cousins.
Mm-hmm.
In the Haitian community, you got to babysit every single
Yeah.
one of them. So
Absolutely.
that was no problem for me. So I was happy, honestly, and she was nervous. So I was like, okay, it's you carrying the child, your decision.
Right. Okay, so is fatherhood what you guys expected it to be? What was your expectation, and did it meet your expectations?
That's a tough one. I think there's a lot of unexpected events, and I don't think you could ever fully, foresee exactly what fatherhood would be like. But after all, I mean, so far I've enjoyed the journey.
Yeah.
And it's very rewarding, I would say. It's extremely rewarding, and I just love being a father to those girls. I mean, out of all the roles, man, I get to play in life, and I think that being of a father has to be my favorite.
Yeah.
Has to be my favorite.
Well, it's pretty different, because fatherhood is different for everyone.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna come in this journey with your expectation, but things are gonna be different.
Mm-hmm.
But if I could do it earlier than that, I would do it and redo it again, because that's one of the best things that ever happened in my life. Because those kids, they bring me joy, they bring me happiness. So it's been great. It's been great.
What about you, Becker? Did it meet or is it what you expected it to be?
Yes and no, to be honest, because my father passed when I was 8, so I had men come in and out my life. So it's like, okay, I picked on what to do and what not to do from those men that came in my life. So being that, my wife had kids prior to our child, so I was like, okay, it's different in the sense of, you can discipline them how you want. They're not your biological kids.
Right.
But, it's still, the respect was there. So it was like, all right, I can get a hang of it. You start doubting yourself, am I going to be a good dad when mine come here,
That's good.
So it was a question for me. And then when my son get here, it was like, so it was everything I expected to be, because I was like, not only I had a bond with the kids, and now he come into the picture, and believe it or not, the same, just because he's my biological son, the same treatment that the others get, he get that too.
Yeah.
If anything, he get it worse because I'm gonna be, so
Right.
it's like I always tell the other kids, he was here, you guys was here before him, but that don't make it different. The love that I'm gonna give him to give you guys, I don't believe in that because I dealt with that, so I know how it affect kids. So to answer the question, it was what I expected. But the beginning was a little bumpy.
Yeah, right. Well, now that you have biological children of your own, and you're also stepdads, what do you think is one of the challenges that you have with not just your stepkids, but the role of being a stepfather along with being a biological father? Like, what's one of the challenges? Like you said, in the Haitian community, marrying a woman that already had 3 kids, I'm pretty sure that was one challenge, but what's one of the other challenges?
Go ahead, I'll let you answer that one.
I feel like another challenge is you always trying to make sure that there's no difference between your biological kids and your stepchild, you know? So I feel like for me, this is the challenge. I don't want them to feel like, okay, you are, this is my favorite kids and you are different, you know? So this is, to me, this is a challenge.
Yeah.
With me was the challenge was, to me, I wouldn't say challenge, to be honest with you. The only thing was, the problem is you have to, it was with the father of those kids.
Okay.
Because you have to make sure, the person don't feel like you taking their spot.
That's good, yeah.
Yeah, so you you had to create a bond. Me, I grew up in an era where you heard, just like baby mama drama, baby daddy drama. I never had that with, this kid's father. I try to build a relationship, especially in the, let's say black community. We don't get that, so because it's like, so that was one of my challenges, but it wasn't really a challenge. Once we passed those areas, it's like, look, I'm not here to replace you, or I tell them I'm not here to replace your father, and it's just I'm here as a bonus, like, I'm here, we got
extra
you.
love.
Where let's say he can't do this, I pick up.
That's good.
And
that's
I
really
don't.
good.
And one thing is, trying my best not to allow the mistake that to be like, okay, if you do something, I try to cover it, so that they don't feel like, there's he treat me better than my own biological father. No, I always make sure they pray for their father, and make sure they respect him, and when something happen, I always come up with excuse. It's just life. Things happen, kids.
Yeah.
Because teenagers, that's the age that they need you in their life.
Yeah, that's really good. Okay, so so fathers are usually labeled as protectors, providers, in those main 2 roles. But we know that being dads is so much more than that. Sometimes you have to wake up in the middle of the night. Sometimes you have to miss work. Sometimes you might have to be a stay-at-home dad for a while. But why do you think it's those 2 attributes that fathers are mostly labeled as? Just protectors and providers, but there's more to it.
I mean, you could even go back and I mean history. I mean, just the term father alone. I mean, if you go back in the Hebrew or the Greek, I can't remember, but it means Abba, and from that term right there, and it also means protector, founder, and the word founder, you can also include the word foundation, and also you could use they also a nurturer, and believe it or not, and you also a provider and a protector, but usually men leans more towards providing and protecting, and then because sometimes the other roles would require them to to be a bit more soft, a bit more sensitive, or to deal with their emotions and things like that. But
I mean, girls, you definitely.
Yeah, I
Yes.
mean, other than that, I mean, as a father of 3 girls, I mean, Jesus Christ, I mean, I literally, it doesn't matter how long my day was. It doesn't matter how long my day was.
Mm-hmm.
The moment I walk through the door,
Yeah.
my 5-year-old, she's super talkative, and she's very expressive, and I have to sit down and listen to her, even though sometimes you know, I don't even hear anything she's saying, but I have to.
Yeah,
Just
You
sit
have
right
to
there.
be, yeah.
You know, like,
Exactly.
really? Did this really happen? With this, because after a long day, it's like my mind just need at least an hour break to detox and to just chill and relax, and then I could go ahead and get back on duty. Like I said, I mean, you never really got off duty. It's just
Right.
that at the moment,
Yeah.
it may seem like I'm just not available to, but I have to be there.
You have to
Did
be
you get what I'm
present.
saying?
Yeah.
So I mean, basically spending time with your kids, and that's also very important, because usually yeah, you were there to protect, to provide, but also there's another component of, you know, of making sure that you're spending time with your kids. Like, it doesn't matter how much expensive gadgets you work hard to purchase for your kids and things like that.
Absolutely.
It's really the time that you spent with them, it's the memories that you make with them that really sticks with them and that really matters.
That's true.
So therefore, it's just in a matter of balancing and knowing when to step into each role
Yeah.
that you're supposed to play, instead of just sticking to just 2 of them
Mm-hmm.
while the other ones are being neglected.
Yeah.
Because, you know, there are tons of fathers out there who's able to provide for their kids, who's paying for everything. But at the end of the day, when you ask the child, like
The quality of time isn't
like
there.
the quality of time in as far as, do you really have a relationship with dad, or
Yeah.
and
Right.
things like that, they'll tell you that, no. I mean, but once again, they have everything,
Yeah.
but they have nothing,
That's
Time is
good.
matter.
Yeah.
because what most
Yes.
important to them is time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, they need that.
That's
So,
really good.
Yeah, and I feel like a lot of people use those 2 attributes because of like what they grew up seeing. You know, they only see their fathers like go to work and come home, and then like if there's something, they're just here to protect and stuff like that. But they don't really spend time with the family, really spend time with the kids, get to know their personalities and so on. So
When you become a parent, you start realizing, you know, the role of God. Like, okay, so no matter what your kids do, you still gonna love that child, because
Yeah.
that's your child. But, you know, to go back to the question, it was like, okay, those are not just my child. Those 2 are not to protect and to love only. I had to lead you. I had to
Yeah.
set the right example. I know a lot of rich friends that they don't have a relationship with their dad. They bought them everything, house, cars, all the things that you can think of. But if you ask them what's a man's role in the house, they'll tell
They
you
don't
work.
know.
Yeah.
But they don't know about love. They don't know
Yeah.
about. So that's why in our community, we don't see. It's hard for men to give each other love, like
Yes,
without
sure.
it being, oh,
Considered gay.
yeah, gay.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, because we don't get that. There's a lot of things that right now, as a father of, you know, 3 boys, that I gotta make sure I'm here to tell them, hey, listen, I love you, and my mom loves you, your family loves you, and as a man, this is how you're supposed to carry yourself. And I had to set the example. I not just say it, I gotta walk it.
Yeah.
I gotta act in it, because you see what's going on right now as us being black folks. So
Yeah. What is a way that dads self-care? Like, what does self-care look like to fathers?
listen,
And how do you juggle work, being a husband, being a dad, but still making time for yourself?
The last couple years, I've made it my personal business that every year I'm going to take a trip by myself. I'm gonna meet up with a friend of mine, or I just go somewhere by myself. I don't want to be bothered. There's money in the account. I text and call to check on the kids and my wife, and that's it. Other than that, I don't want to hear absolutely nothing. Okay? Because now I use this time to recharge,
To recharge,
to
yeah.
reflect. I use this time to kick back and relax. I use this time to hang out with my friends.
Yeah.
Listen, I just need to be me for 2, 3, 4 days, and
Yeah.
I'll fly right back home.
Yeah, I mean it's just a a matter of balance. Know how to balance everything. You know how to create time for you, for time for the kids, time for you and the wife. So yeah, it's a matter of balance.
Yeah. What do you guys, well, you said you take a trip, but what do you do as self-care, Becker, besides sitting in the car before you get home?
Me, honestly, I used to go play pool. I love playing pool. I used to go play pool with my boys. I used to hang out. I went and got me an Xbox, Yes, grown men play video games. Before the woman out there that be coming for us, but grown men play video games. So instead of the chaos, the headaches of what you doing out there or who you with, have my game, I'm home.
Yeah.
That's my time when I'm out or whatever, to get out the frustration on the game. But I had to slow down on that because it become too,
Addictive.
yeah, sort of, because now your wife wants to spend time with you.
Yeah.
Your kids want to spend time. Now you focus on that.
Yeah.
And it's like, when you gonna give us time? Dude, you got here from work. You've been on this for 2-3 hours. Like, what's up?
Oh, that's a long time.
But listen, when you're in line for people that play games, when you're in line with the boys, you get, we're all talking. Listen,
Get carried away.
Exactly. So just like when the ladies, when you guys do your things, we don't
That's
bother
true.
you guys. But
Not
when
at
it's
all.
us, it's like it's a problem, But like I said, that's
can
how
relate to
we self-care. Listen, I tell my friends, I said, listen, when this over, we're going to a shooting range, okay? So we're gonna aim at the thing and look at all the problem we have. We're just gonna aim at it and shoot at it, okay?
So, last question. So, if you were sitting next to your younger self or next to yourself the day that you found out that you were going to be a father, what advice would you give yourself?
Well, I would just say don't be too nervous, because no one is really ready to be a father. Because it's something that you're gonna have to take day by day, So yeah, that's all. That's what I would say myself.
What about you, Becker?
Slow it down. Take my time, and it's not something that you can always get ready for. Honestly, you can try all you want to, but there's things that come and being a father, like while you prepare for, let's say for instance, you wanted to go on a trip, right?
Yeah.
And something happened. Now you gotta postpone that. What's your next plan? Because the kid's mind is on that trip.
Yeah.
So as a father, now to tell my young self is think everything through and slow it down. But if I had to do it over again, and honestly, as far as having a son, having a kid, I don't regret nothing. Every moment of it, I would do it again because that's the best feeling.
Yeah.
What I would tell my 23-year-old self: practice patience, man.
True that.
I think that's something that I had to learn along the way and still learning.
Yeah.
The whole patience game, man. I mean,
It's hard.
kids will test your patience and they test you like no others, and like having children just reveal a different side of you.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's true.
And sometimes when you see yourself in your kid, you're like, I can't stand you, but
That's you.
that's that part of
Yeah.
me. Then it's like, now you gotta go back and like, you know what, there's some changes that needs to be made.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You gotta go ahead and it requires you, to be honest with yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like, because when you look at a mirror, it's like you really got to see you for who you really are, and your kids are a makeup of between you and your wife.
Absolutely.
And things like that. So I just say be a bit more patient.
Okay.
And as time goes along.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it was last night. Me and Lynda were talking to my god brother and his wife. Like, when you have kids, your life changes forever.
Yeah.
Change forever. But the thing that I really love about it is the fact that, like, everything you're doing, you have to think about your kids first.
It makes
you
you
have to.
intentional.
It makes you very intentional.
Okay, so last question for. So, despite what's going on in the world right now, what is one fear that you guys have as Black fathers?
Personally, I'd like to be around for a very long time to care for my girls.
That part, yeah.
If it is in God's will, hopefully, I would like to be the one to be able to give them away to some guy.
Yeah.
And hoping that that I'm around to to see who they get to because it's the reality of the matter is it's real out there.
Yeah.
At any given time that you could step out your house and not make it home
And not come back, yeah.
and that's kind of
really
scary. I mean, I kid you not. Like as my kids were sleeping, I would go to their room like from time to time, and I'd pray over them, and I'd pray to God like, God, please keep me around long enough to be able to see my kids grow. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because as their father, one, I wouldn't want any other man to, to having to raise my kids.
Yeah.
Because I don't know their intentions,
and your situation is different. You got
I don't know that
Yeah.
that you know what I'm saying. And as a father of girls, I have to be extremely protective man of my girls to protect them and making sure that I teach them and train them so that they could be able to care for themselves and handle themselves. That if I'm not there, because I think one of the number one duties of a father is to be able to prepare your child for your absence.
Yes,
You know
that's
what I'm
good.
saying?
Yeah.
Because if you don't prepare your kids for your absence, I mean, you technically failed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you gotta be able to, like they should be so proud to have your last name. That hopefully the person that they would marry, that boy last name better have some weight to it.
Yeah, that's true.
That's great.
Because I know mine does.
That's good. Yep.
And mine will continue to get heavier from this point on.
Period.
So therefore, as a father of girls, it's a little different due to the fact that I don't have boys. So I don't have to worry. Well, not that I won't have the race conversation with my girls.
Yeah.
But it's a little different.
It won't be as heavy.
It won't be as heavy.
If you were.
But I do have a little brother. I'm gonna have to sit down and talk to him all the time. Be like, bro.
Yeah.
Like, pull your pants up, man. I mean, it's not what's going to stop them from doing anything. Hopefully, we don't ever have to get to this point. But the reality is that we don't get the same treatment.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, but my biggest fear is for my kids not to understand the reality of the world, because like this thing is real.
Yeah.
Like you said, you can get out and not coming back home. So therefore, I have to know exactly how to educate them, and make them see that this is the reality.
Yeah.
Because it's really intense out there, and we don't know when it's gonna change. We don't know if it's ever gonna be different.
Yeah.
So it's very scary. It's really scary.
Yeah.
Me is different. He got 3 girls. I got 3 boys. My thing is, one, like you guys said, to come home. My next thing is, I have 3 young kings in my home. My thing is that, look, one of them is dreading to have tattoos. So that's number 1 automatically.
He's already labeled.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They don't care about your mental state.
At all.
They don't care about, your background.
Yeah.
Automatically, because they don't know if that's something you like. Just because you have piercing, you got tattoos, you got dreads, you are labeled as a, problem to society. With that being said, I'm worried about right now if you are next to a gang member, just let's say I'm in a group and you're around me, you have nothing to do with the group. Just the fact that I'm being watched. So now you being watched.
Yeah.
That's
Now
true.
you being
Target.
followed. Now okay, so that's a weak link we can use against him.
Yeah.
So, now, I had to talk to him. I said, you're the oldest. Remember, you have a sister, you have a brother. I need you to think straight.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I don't have conversation he's not old enough yet. I have conversation with, there's other 2 nephews of ours that come stay with us, and sometimes I sat down with all of them, from girls to boys, and even talk about the finance of the house.
Yeah.
Because there's no, we shouldn't put a, age limit on communication with our children.
Yeah. And I think people also have to understand that you don't have to be with the mother of your child to still be a great father to your child. It's just a matter of being present. So, Becca, I have a personal question for you. You said your dad passed away at 8 or they separated?
No, passed away.
Okay, so when did you make, because, I mean, you could have easily, felt like you don't need to be, like you said, you didn't want to be a dad, and you didn't have to be this family man that you are now. When did you make the decision to break that cycle and be present for your kids and just show them that dad is supposed to be in the home?
21 or 22. And, I see how I was with everybody. And I was talking to one of my close friends. She was like, stop saying that over yourself. Stop talking bad over yourself.
Yeah.
And you will be a great dad. Don't put that energy in the air. So I had to shift my mindset. And I had to be there. When I met her kids, I could build a bond with them more than I built with her. Not just because I'm young, because the way to a woman that have kids is to her kids.
Yeah.
If you deal with a woman that have kids and you want to, earn her respect and everything else, is those children. Do right by them. Yeah, they all come together. You can't just go to Toyota and say, I just want the car without the seats.
Yeah.
So, I had to do that, and then it changed me, and then I was like, all right, cool. And then when, like I said, when my son came, she told me, hey, I'm pregnant. I said, oh, okay, cool. I always remember that day. And I was showing one of my friends at work. She sent me the text saying that the thing said pregnant. And I was happy, dancing at work, and while she called me crying, and they're like, I don't know what you do. I'm like, wait, hold on. I'm the one you already had me. Am I supposed to cry here? So, but, it was a surreal moment. That's when I decided, around 21, 22, it was like, yeah.
That's good.
Yeah, because it's just, it's a good feeling. And I may add to this, like, if I may, is that when you are a parent, it changed so much about you, and you start understanding why your parents were the way they were.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And then when you start looking at this kid that, especially boys, you got a good boy, you got girls. Or you got a beast by a 2-year-old.
You just don't know.
Listen, girls are daddy's girl, okay? Boys.
But the attitudes, the personalities, it's a
call,
lot.
They call when your wife give you attitude, you look at that your wife and you look at those girls, you're like, yeah, that's your mama.
That's true.
So, ain't no problem. If you can deal with your wife's attitude, you can deal with your daughter's attitude. Because that's your attitude and your wife's attitude come together. But the boys, they busybody. They run all. You see why we recording? If you had a boy, he trust and believe me. A 2-3-year-old, he'll be like, mommy, he'll be all over this. He'll be, but, when you look at me like, dang, that's me. I can get mad at you because I had to accept the fact that was the 2-year-old me combined with your mom attitude and your mom ways and my ways, and yeah. So you learn to embrace it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Things are easier when you learn to embrace them.
Yeah.
And that's what I had to do.
That's good.
I think it's dangerous when you get so caught up in just like taking care of the kids and you forget yourself and
That's
you forget.
true. Didn't I tell you that? That's true.
You forget yourself. Like, apart from the kids, you're still
you,
individual.
yeah.
You're still a person. You once upon a time you were single. Once upon a time it was just you and your husband.
Yeah.
Once upon we still have to keep the dating life going. We still have to to be able to care for ourselves, like to be able to just step out and just go catch a quick bite.
Yeah.
And for the next hour or two, we ain't talking about the kids. Now we just strictly bonding and. The kids have us all the time.
Yeah.
But the little hours I do get with my wife or with my boys, Listen, we ain't talking about it.
Yeah.
We ain't talking. They good.
Yeah, your wife not to call you too, man.
But sometimes it's really hard
They're
not to
fine.
talk about it.
It's hard,
Yeah,
though.
it's
Listen,
hard.
it's hard.
But
Let me ask you, do your boys got kids?
not the two I went out with, but they
That's
are
why-
married.
Okay, yeah, all right.
They are expected.
Listen, when you have men only that surround you have kids, that's all it's gonna come to.
Yeah, because you're right.
What?
You're
Wait till
right.
you and your boys start having kids. You know who they're gonna come to for expert?
Web.
You know that dude. We out.
He's right.
I already get the phone calls. You know what I'm saying?
When we go work out, the major things we talk about is like our kids,
your
our
wife.
family.
Yeah, family.
Mm-hmm.
Especially if your wife getting on your nerves. Let's be honest. I'm tired of men don't want to say you, ladies.
This guy ain't gonna get me in trouble, man. I'm
Listen.
staying
For
home
real, because you
because-
laugh pretty hard about it.
Hey, listen. I mean, let me add this. They can't. I'll say it. Okay.
Oh my God.
We get on your nerves. Y'all get on our nerves too. All right. Let's be honest. We need our boy time. So listen. It's okay to be real with it, because there's single people out there that want the truth.
Conversation like this is very needed. Like the way that you guys just opened up, I'm sure it's not something that happens all the time. I think it proves that what society portrays, that black dads are not present, is a lie. They're very much present. They're very much aware of what's going on in their family. They're very much aware of their roles. So again, I appreciate you guys for coming, and happy Father's Day.